Hi guys, welcome back. The good old question of Honda or Yamaha is always there in almost all segments, and here, even though based on the engine capacity, both these bikes might seem different, these are two identical ones for a comparison because basically these two are kind of a naked style option. And here for this comparison of the Honda Hornet 2.0 and the Yamaha MT-15 BS-6, we have structured things into 5 factors or 5 categories, which are these, and here all these factors are very important in the decision making. And also this categorization is sure to help you with what you prioritize the most while buying a bike. And now let's start things with pricing as our first factor because it's a key factor for beginning stuff if there is a healthy price difference. And here as you can see, this is the ex-showroom pricing of both these bikes, and there is a big price gap between the two with the MT-15 being the pricier one. But there is a customize your warrior version option available with the MT-15 which is not present with the Hornet 2.0, but with the Hornet 2.0 you can get a Repsol variant if you are interested in theme versions. So that's our first factor, which is like a borderline for decision making. And here if budget is not an issue, then we need to focus deep in, and for that let's check the next factor, which is the specifications. Now this factor is more of like a reference for getting to know what you're going to get, because this is the paper stuff. And here first, if we pull the engine spec sheet of both these bikes, and as you can see, the Yamaha MT-15 BS-6 is powered by a 155cc liquid cooled engine, while the Honda Hornet 2.0 is powered by a 184.40cc air cooled engine. Both these engines are programmed fuel injection ones, but here for the max power, the lesser capacity engine in the MT-15 has the upper hand, but when it comes to max torque generated, the Hornet shines by a healthy margin. So from the engine spec sheet, things are more of like swinging back and forth. And now for the body dimensions, well, the basic core things are all very close, and that's noticeable even in the curb weight, where the Hornet 2.0 is the slightly heavier bike of the two. And also with the ground clearance, both have excellent clearance with a slightly better number going to the MT-15 BS-6. And here because of this great clearance in both these bikes, you don't need to worry about the underside with both these bikes. And checking the tires, well, the Hornet 2.0 gets a 110mm front tire and a 140mm rear tire, and here both are tubeless ones, while the MT-15 BS-6 gets a slightly slimmer front tire measuring 100mm and it's a tubeless one. And about the rear tire, well, it's a 140mm thick tire which is a radial tubeless one. Then about the brake options available, well, both bikes just has one variant, and here the brake measurement is also very close, where the front brake of the Hornet 2.0 is a 276mm disc one, while the MT-15 gets a 282mm disc, and on the rear, both the bikes get 220mm disc. And here both bikes are single channel ABS bikes where ABS is located in the front. And finally in this factor, if we check the suspensions used, well, the Hornet 2.0 gets an upside down fork front suspension and a monoshock rear one, while the MT-15 BS-6 gets a telescopic front suspension and a monocross rear one. So that's everything for the specification stuff, and your things are not one-sided, and usually I do prefer to just keep this factor for reference, and for me what really matters is the ride quality and comfort. And that's our next factor. And in that, let's start things with the MT-15 BS-6. And here this bike has a very refined and smooth engine which actually performs with a linear trend. Now there is not much aggression from this engine side, but still the speed gain is quick, but it all happens in a smooth and unified manner. And here because of this, the advantage is that we can use the MT-15 for casual rides as well as for some occasional track rides. And here for all this, Yamaha has offered its variable valve actuation system which does help to provide enough torque even at low RPM, and also the gearbox used is an excellent one too. It's a 6-speed gearbox, which is a key thing to note, and also the bike does use slipper clutch which reduces fatigue. And about the speed gain thing, well, you can hit the 100 plus mark, but it doesn't happen in a very sudden thumping way, but on the other hand it happens in a smooth and controlled style. And with the Hornet 2.0, well, things are different. Hornet 2.0 has a bit more aggression when you start, and that evens out later on. The engine does feel like a powerhouse because of the better torque generation, and here with the Hornet also you can reach the 100 mark without any difficulty. And for the comparison, the Hornet 2.0 does tend to gain speed at a slightly quicker pace, but then I'm not sure which one from this two will be able to hit the higher speed number, because the max speed I could reach with both the bikes was in the 100 plus range, and it's all because of the conditions we were riding. Well, that said, one thing to keep note is that the Hornet 2.0 doesn't have slipper clutch, and also the bike's gearbox is a 5-speed one. It's a good system from which I didn't face any issues, but surely the MT-15 does have the slightest upper hand in these things because of the better tech. And when it comes to ride control, well, in that both these bikes are exceptional ones because both are extremely easy to control bikes. You can easily get through traffic, and yeah, that's all thanks to the seating posture. You're sitting closer to the handle and the tank grip is great, and that's applicable with both the bikes, but then from a comparison perspective, well, the MT-15 offers a bit more aggressive seating. It's like you're getting a much more cleaner view, and also the nimbleness is very slightly better in the MT-15. But then when it comes to ride comfort, well, in that I do prefer the Hornet 2.0. Now the MT-15 is a very rider-centric bike, and that can be easily noticed with the seat area that's offered to the pillion. But in the rider side too, a key thing to consider is the seat height. It's 810 mm in the MT-15, and yeah, for me it's fine because both my legs does stay well planted on road, but still the one that was a bit more natural was the seating in the Honda 2.0. And here with the seat also, the Honda 2.0 has the sheer advantage, especially with the pillion seating. And this advantage does extend to the suspension stiffness. Both does offer a bit firmer suspension, but then in that, the slightly more stiffer one was the one used in the MT-15. And now with the braking and safety, well, both are, to be frank, very safe bikes, but then the safe panic braking speed, I'll recommend it's better in the Hornet 2.0. During our testing with the Hornet, it felt like you can apply panic braking and bring the bike to a complete stop without issues if you're riding under the 90 km/h mark, and with the MT-15, that safe speed was under the 85 km/h mark. Now this is a very slight difference, and overall, to summarize about safety, well, both these bikes are safe ones in their segment. So from all this, well, what we can understand is that the MT-15 gets better technology, which helps in the ride quality department, and also the MT-15 has the upper hand in the ride control side. And with the Honda 2.0, well, the engine shows more aggression, and also there is the upper hand in the ride comfort and the safety side. So this factors like which all things you value the most will help you to lean towards the one that you will be picking. But then we still have a couple more factors to check, and hence let's move to the next factor, which is the mileage. Now about the mileage, well, what we could do was an approx calculation, and from that the surprise thing is that the mileage was the exact same from both these bikes, and the number we got was 45 km per liter. Now that's a good number, but then like always, please do note that this is the mileage we got, and for you mileage might be different because mileage depends on riding conditions and riding pattern. And from our side, during this test, we were riding in mixed conditions with the natural style where there was no aggression. But then please do keep in mind that the tank capacity advantage lies with the Honda 2.0 because the Honda 2.0 has a 12-liter tank while the MT-15 BS-6 has a 10-liter tank. So that's everything for this factor. And now to the last factor, which is supposed to be the first impression thing, and obviously it should have been the first factor, and it's the design and the build quality. And here as you can see, both these bikes are the naked style bikes, which is my favorite theme, and here from the front, the MT-15 has the more unique and attractive style. It has an eye pattern which is sleek looking, and also the bifunctional LED headlight is a good one in terms of range and coverage. But while checking the Honda 2.0, the headlight looks sharp, but it's not a unique design. Still, the combo of the golden upside down fork suspension and the headlight all adds up to the look from the front. And here with the Honda 2.0, the LED headlight used is the normal format one, but it does offer great coverage, and hence in this comparison, it has the slightest edge. Then while checking the tank, well, both the bikes does get very sharp tanks with cowls to match it. And here based on mass, the Hornet's tank look bigger, but surely the MT-15 does have a sharper look because of its subtle graphics and unique design elements. And here both these tanks' fiber covering is sturdy, and that's noticeable throughout with both the bikes, but from a comparison perspective, the slightly more sturdy build was with the MT-15. And now moving to the Speedo Console, well, in that the MT-15 is the clear winner because of its more larger and clearer negative LCD meter, and this meter does show much needed info, which is handy, and that's the same from the liquid crystal meter used in the Hornet 2.0. Then here one common thing that can be noticed is that both the bikes does use the key on tank format. It's a convenience feature with high-end bikes, and it's available here with both these bikes. And now while checking the handle, well, both bikes gets the straight type handlebar, and about the switch controls, the advantage lies with the Hornet 2.0 because it does get an extra control, which is the hazard toggle located on the right side. Other than that, the other controls are common in both the bikes. And one more common factor in both these bikes is the under cowl, which is always a welcome add-on, and as an extra, the MT-15 also gets a rear tire hugger. And now moving to the rear section, well, the MT-15 gets the high race format sleek taillight, which is attractive, but then the pillion grab bar, even though it's a comfortable one, is something that looks like an extra fitting. But with the Hornet, the taillight is the iconic X-shaped Hornet taillight, and the pillion grab bar is the sleeker looking split type one, which is also a comfortable one. And finally about the exhaust, well, the MT-15 gets the circular format exhaust, which is attractive, but for sure the one that stands out more is the stubby exhaust used in the Hornet 2.0. So with that, I guess we have covered everything about both these bikes. Like I said in the beginning, even though based in engine capacity, these doesn't fall in one segment, well, in real world usage scenario, there are plenty of things which makes these two bikes competitors. And your decision should totally depend on your preferences. If you want an aggressively beastly style bike which can be customized and is gonna be basically used just for solo rides, and is also packed with better tech which leads to an impressive and powerful ride experience, and also it can be controlled with ease, well, then your choice should be the Yamaha MT-15 BS-6. But if your preference is more towards a conventional naked style design which has a very refined engine and also does show great aggression with better comfort and safety, and you're gonna do a lot of pillion rides and also the bike should be a lesser priced one, well, then your pick should be the Honda Hornet 2.0. And if from these two, no matter which one you pick, you'll surely love it. That's all for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. If so, a like is much appreciated, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye, and always ride safe.